Hello everyone, welcome. It's Michelle and I'm going to share with you today my favourite materials for this autumn 2024, or so far in any case. Let's start with the watercolours. So I need to go and get some water back in 2 ticks. Okay, I now have my little water pot. So unorganized this morning. Do any of you have days like that? I've actually I've already been out shopping today, came across 3 loads of roadworks. When I got to the shop that I was going to, they only had one of the things that I wanted. And in order to avoid the roadworks coming home, I went a different way home, tried to fill up my car with petrol, only to find that the garage was closed. And yeah, still haven't filled my car up with petrol. It's one of those days, everyone. So I've decided I'm going to go through my favourite things for autumn and just have some chill time, I think. So I'm going to start with my favourite Rosa Gallery watercolours. I think these are really reasonably priced, and there's a few colours that have caught my eye that I think go together really well. One of which is called Azure Green. So we'll pop that here. I think it's a gorgeous green. And Magenta Rose. Pop that one next to it. And hopefully you can see that they really are quite lovely together. And I normally only like my Michael Harding's Cobalt Teal, but this is called Cobalt Turquoise in the Rosa Gallery range. And I think that is a stunning colour. I should say that the book that I'm using, or the sketchbook that I'm using today, is Avocado and Spice. It's a big A4. The paper is quite flimsy, so I'm actually only using one side. You would have noticed that that's the one that's on my, came up on my channel a few days ago. So yeah, just to let you know what sketchbook I'm using, and I keep some card in between the pages when I'm using it, but I do really like it. I even though it crinkles a bit, I still really like it. So I think from my Rosa Gallery, those 3 colours are the ones that I've kind of yeah, I really like. I like those 3 colours. They've been lovely to use this autumn. From my Michael Harding, let's get my Michael Harding out, and we'll put Michael Harding over here. From my Michael Harding, my favourites I've used time and time again have been this bright green lake, which I adore. And where are you? Lavender. think you'll see how nicely they go together as well. And I would have to say probably buff titanium or Titan buff in this range. So we'll pop that down here. So those are, I suppose, my pick of the watercolours that I've been using this autumn. Not particularly autumny colours, I have to say, but that's where I am. Now I'm going to move on to some gouache. So I've picked, this is acrylic gouache, and it's Holbein's. And I've picked out 3 colours that I've liked to use as like a base coat. Let's call it a base coat. So let me undo these and we will put a little bit down from each of these. So this first one is called, is it Misty Blue? Misty Blue. There we go. I better put Holbein acrylic gouache. Then we've got Misty Green. Here is our Misty Green and Ash Yellow. Should really put some names on these, shouldn't I? And there. This is a lovely colour. Is our Ash Yellow. Can I fit them in? Right, let's see. We had Azure Green, wasn't it? Let's just write the names on these. And Magenta Rose. Cobalt Turquoise. Then here we've got Bright Green Lake. We've got Lavender and Titan Buff. Misty Blue. Misty Green and Ash Yellow. There we go. That's a bit better, isn't it? Now you can see them all. So those would be my picks for gouache, although it is in fact acrylic gouache. So let's move on to some coloured pencils. Okay, so let's start with luminance then. So with the luminance, we have got sepia 10%. We have got olive yellow, dark sap green, and chrysocolla blue. Those are my luminance picks. I've got a couple of Derwent Inktense pencils here. So I've got leaf green. Let's write this in. And I'll wet some of this because they are water soluble. And oak. So those are the ones that I've used the most from the Inktense pencils. There we go. Let's just find my tissue. So those are the two Inktense pencils that I have been using the most. I have to add in my Art Graph Soft Carbon pencil. So let's put you over here. And that one is also water soluble, so you'll see how deep and dark that one goes there. So that's definitely been something that I have used a lot. So I've picked out a few of the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s. Let's start with beige. Then we have got umber. I've got Chinese green. And yellow green. And of course these are also water soluble, so let's just get some water on those. Okay, so those are my picks of the Neo Colour 2s that I feel that I have used quite a lot of. Okay, so while I was thinking about it, I realised that one of the colours that is in this is my little tin with lots of Daniel Smith in, and the colour that I use most from here is Aussie Red Gold. So I'm going to pop that over on this side. There we go. So we've added our Aussie Red Gold in there. And something else that I've been using a lot of is my other little tin. And I really like the yellow ochre, the Mars Violet and the Perylene Maroon in here. So I'm going to add those in. But first of all, let's write Daniel Smith. And this is Aussie Red Gold. And then we'll write Holbein up here. And we're going to do yellow ochre, Mars Violet and Perylene, I can spell it right, Maroon. So I'm going to add those in as watercolours that I really like. And those have definitely featured quite a bit in some of the work that I've been doing. Okay, so that's those added in. Sorry, that's gone a bit on the wonk, hasn't it? Never mind, we'll be fine. Right, let me move on to some other materials. So I've picked out 3 of my Faber-Castell Albrecht Dürer watercolour markers. So I'm just going to call these Faber-Castell watercolour markers. So let's start with warm grey number 4. Oops. Then we have got, what is this one being called? Green Gold. And this one is May Green. Okay, so those are my picks, my favourites from those Faber-Castell watercolour markers. Moving on then. Yeah, I think it's always going to be a favourite, is the Dr. P.H. Martin's Bleed Proof White, and something that I have recently pulled out and started to use again. I'd forgotten about it, to be honest. It's the Matthew Palmer Branch and Detail brush. It's the small one, which goes to like a rigger on the end. So I'm going to, where shall I pop that? Maybe I'll pop that over the top of this warm grey. There we go. And I will do a little arrow. Let's do an arrow. With Bleed Proof White and Matthew Palmer Branch and Detail brush. So we will just do a little arrow like that for that one, I think. Right, what else have I had that I've used a lot of this autumn so far? Here we have the Art Graph Tailor Shapes. These are called. They're water soluble. And this set has got all of the earthy colours in. So let's put those. Art Graph Tailor Shape. Right, does it give me the colours? Ah, okay, here they are. So this is, try and get it out. This is Sanguine. Okay, there's Sanguine. Ochre is this one. Oh, that's got something else on it. You can see I've been using it. Then we've got Sepia. Sepia looks like it'll be this one. Yeah, that's really quite dark. Sepia. We've got brown. We've got dark brown. Is this one dark brown? I might have, no. Oh, we'll see. I might have labelled these up wrong. And we've got white. Where can we put the white? Well, I'll put it down here, but this paper is quite creamy. It's probably not going to show that well. Let's get some water on them. Sanguine. And we've got ochre. Now, is this sepia? Yes. Or it could be dark brown. I think this is definitely, yeah, that one's brown. That one looks black. Anyway, oh, black carbon. That one is black carbon. And this one is the white, which is not going to show up, but let's write white next to it anyway. So there we have the Art Graph Tailor Shapes. The sketchbook that I've been using, one is completed. This is the one that I'm using now, is the Light Wish sketchbook, which is 300 GSM, and you get 20 sheets. It's 100% cotton, cold pressed, acid free. I absolutely love these little, that's from our Paint Calm. Anyway, a couple more here. And I suppose you can kind of see I've got these limey greens going on. Whoops, where are we? So this is one that I've enjoyed doing lately. You know, I've used my cobalt teals. I've got these limey greens. I've got my bleed proof white, and I've got my Art Graph soft carbon pencil going on in here. So there's some neo colours, and there are some ordinary pencils as well. So although it's autumn, I'm not sure that I've really been concentrating so much on autumn. In fact, I'm probably moving into winter now. This is one that I played with the other day. But yes, this Light Wish sketchbook is still proving to be a favourite throughout autumn for me. So that's what I've been working on, together with very small pieces of what is this? Something like 6x4. Let me just. No, it's 7x5 then. Yeah, 7 inches by 5 inches. You can get these packs. So I've got a whole pack here, crinkle. This was 100 sheets of watercolour paper, 5 by 7 inches cotton watercolour paper, £140. So that is 300 GSM, I think. Is it? It says. Ooh, I'm not sure. Someone can correct me, but I'm pretty sure it is. So yeah, this was a pack of 100, and I'm buying quite a lot of these packs with these little 7x5s in from Temu, in actual fact. I think they're really good for doing lots of practicing in, and once I have done my piece of art, if I like it, if you bear with me, then I'm popping them in this, yes, what is this? Dilutions, I think. I will look it up. Did I keep it in here? Oh, hold on. Yes, it's the Dilutions Creative Journal by Ranger. Good job I kept that, otherwise I do forget the names of things sometimes. So I will pop that back in there. And yeah, once I've completed them, so this was the most, well, what was this, episode 20 of Paint Calm. And because I did it on this small piece of 7x5, I'm sticking them in. So this is full of ones that I've completed, and I like to keep them in this journal, basically. So that's something that I am loving doing. I thought it would be quite good. I've kept some of these materials out. And just for a little bit of a play, let us, now that these are dry, I'm just going to show you how some of these So that's the sepia 10% luminance pencil that I've just popped over. I'm just popping them on the top of things so you can see that that goes over quite nicely. Here is the olive yellow, and I think that will probably, yeah, that shows up on there. It shows up on there. Doesn't really show up on there particularly, but we can get a bit on some of those. Not on there. Our dark sap green will go over just about anything, which is why I love it. You can see that's gone over all of them. So dark sap green, brilliant for doing that. This is the Chrysocolla blue. Not going over these so well, to be honest. But there we go. That's giving you some idea. Let's take the couple of Inktense ones. And they are really creamy, going over the top. And then we'll go for the oak. So these work really well over most. As you can see, I'm just moving about, and you can see that it's going over just about everything. And then if we take our Neo colours, not sure, oh there we go, that goes over that one. You can kind of see that, yeah, it works on some. But because I do some mixed media, not just watercolour, I think it's quite a good thing to know what will go over the top and what won't. So you can see that this is the Chinese green, which is that's a yellow basically. I'm not sure about, oh no, the beige does go over some, but not others. So and then finally we've got the umber. I mean, I know I've got quite a lot going on all of these now, but I think you'll agree that in the majority of cases, the reason why I'm liking these is because they will all go over each other. So I think that's probably about it really. I've talked about the sketchbook I've used the most. I've talked about the newest kind of paintbrush that I've started using the most, and then gone through paints and gouache, watercolour markers, some art graph shape tape, and some pencils, some of which are water soluble. So what I will do, so that you can just see these a bit closer. So there we go. We've got our Daniel Smith's Aussie Red Gold, and you can see lots of those pens, pencils have gone over the top, the Neo colours, etc. There's our Yellow Ochre, Mars Violet, Perylene Green. There's my 3 Faber-Castell watercolour markers that I like. Warm Grey number 4, Green Gold and May Green. You can see how the bleed proof white, I mean, I didn't demonstrate it, but that will go over just about everything and anything. Moving on, we've got the Art Graph Tailor Shapes. I think they are really rather lovely. Really liking using those this autumn. And then over here, because although it's autumn, here in the UK, we've still got quite a lot of green. So I think that reflects in the work that I'm doing, to be honest. So we've got Rosa Gallery's Azure Green, Magenta Rose and Cobalt Turquoise. Then we've got Michael Harding's Bright Green Lake, Lavender and Titan Buff. We've got Holbein's Acrylic Gouache in Misty Blue, Misty Green and Ash Yellow. We've got our Luminance in Sepia 10%, Olive Yellow, Dark Sap Green and Chrysocolla Blue. Derwent Ink Tints, Leaf Green and Oak. They are really good for, especially Oak is really good for just using instead of a pencil to do a sketch, because it will then blend in with your watercolour. The Art Graft Soft Carbon Pencil, that will go over absolutely anything. Then you've got, well, apart from Neo colours, yeah. Then we've got the Neo Colour 2s in Beige, Umber, Chinese Green and Yellow Green. So those are my picks for autumn. I wonder what yours are. Do you have anything in, particular that you've been drawn to, through sort of September and October? Let me know. For me, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm moving towards December, wintry looking pictures now. I don't know whether that's because even the leaves started coming off the trees here in the UK in August. Yeah, it started to feel even autumny in August, so maybe that's why. But I hope this has been a bit of fun, me sharing with you the materials that I'm enjoying at the moment. And looking at this, I'm wondering whether it might be good fun to do a little series of maybe picking a base, like let's pick watercolour as our base, and then look at all the different things that we'll layer on top. Then maybe choosing some watercolour markers and looking at what we can layer on the top, some acrylic markers and what we can layer on the top. Maybe we could even look at gouache and acrylic gouache and the difference between the two when we're layering things on top. Something I think that I already do know is that with the Neocolor 2s, because they are so waxy, there isn't really anything else that you can get on the top of them. They are very much one of your last layers. So maybe it's about layering and choosing a base and what will go on top of it and what won't. and I could do those in several episodes. So I'm feeling quite inspired just for, from looking at this in front of me, to be honest. Yeah. Have a good day, good morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. And thank you for joining me. I hope to see you again next time. Please do subscribe and hit the like button if you can. And stay safe, stay healthy, and stay calm.